Iran stands at a crossroads, its ancient heritage clashing with modern pressures. The Islamic Republic, born from revolution, now faces a crisis of legitimacy. Sanctions have crippled the economy, and the youth demand a future unlike the present. In Tehran's markets, the cost of daily life rises relentlessly. Conversations are filled with anxiety about lost opportunities and uncertain futures. The government projects strength, but beneath, the foundations tremble. The social contract is fraying, as rules on dress and freedoms are openly challenged, especially by women and the young. Social media and encrypted apps have become tools of defiance, revealing a reality far from state narratives. This digital resistance is a new front in the struggle for freedom. With an aging leadership and looming succession, instability grows. How Iran navigates this storm will shape not only its own fate, but the region and the world. The stakes have never been higher. To understand Iran today, look back to 1979. The revolution toppled the Shah, fueled by anger at autocracy, inequality, and forced westernization. Ayatollah Khomeini, returning from exile, transformed the uprising into an Islamic republic. The new system fused theocracy with democracy, placing ultimate power in the hands of the supreme leader. Institutions like the Guardian Council ensured laws aligned with Islamic principles. For many, dreams of democracy gave way to religious rule. The ideals of independence and resistance remain, but many young Iranians now see the system as restrictive and out of touch. The clash between revolutionary ideals and new aspirations defines Iran's current drama. For ordinary Iranians, the economy dominates daily life and sanctions dominate the economy. Years of international pressure have isolated Iran, slashing oil exports and making essentials scarce. Inflation soars, the rial collapses, and families struggle to survive. Many work multiple jobs, sacrificing dreams for basic needs. Economic pain fuels protests and discontent. The government blames the West, but many also blame corruption and mismanagement at home. A privileged few with connections weather the storm, while most are left behind. Inequality grows, eroding trust in the state. The crisis is not just numbers, it's about lost hope and the daily fight for dignity. Resilience is everywhere, but it has its limits. Iran's youth are the engine of change, young, educated and globally connected. Over half the population is under 35, with no memory of the revolution or war. They see global freedoms and want their share. Women lead the charge, challenging strict social codes and making the hijab a symbol of resistance. The 2022 protests after Mahsa Amini's death echoed worldwide. Woman, life, freedom. Social media is their weapon, bypassing censorship and sharing acts of defiance. The state responds with crackdowns, but the digital tide is hard to stop. Activists risk arrest and violence, yet resistance endures. Each act of defiance chips away at fear. This generation demands the right to shape their own future. 2. Iran's internal struggles are deeply tied to its global role. Its foreign policy is built on anti-imperialism and resistance to the West. Through alliances with groups like Hezbollah and the Houthis, Iran projects power across the region. The nuclear program remains a flashpoint, with the 2015 deal's collapse reigniting tensions. Rivalries with Saudi Arabia and Israel keep the region on edge. Regional conflicts drain resources and deepen isolation. The world is divided. Some push for pressure, others for diplomacy. External threats reinforce the regime's siege mentality, making reform harder. The Iranian people remain caught in the crossfire of global power politics. Iran's future is uncertain, pulled between an aging regime and a restless, hopeful population. Change is inevitable, but will it be gradual or explosive? Despite repression and hardship, hope persists in acts of courage, creativity and resilience. Iran's cultural heritage and desire for dignity run deep. The next chapter could bring reform, upheaval or stagnation. The looming succession of the supreme leader adds to the unpredictability. The world has a stake in Iran's path. Stability or chaos will ripple far beyond its borders. Ultimately, Iranians themselves will decide their fate. Their struggle for a nation true to its identity and open to the world continues.